Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about SketchUp and 3ds Max. So on my previous videos I talked about why SketchUp is easier than Revit and why I should recommend SketchUp for beginners. So today I'm going to be talking about SketchUp and 3ds Max. So let's recap for SketchUp. SketchUp is beginner friendly, is easy to model. You can edit the materials easily. So obviously, like I said before, you can go on Google and select any materials. I think any materials like marble, seamless materials, wood, glass, whatever, and import it into SketchUp, or you can import as like paint in SketchUp or something. You can edit your own material and just select any surfaces that you want, not just the wall, but the roof and everything. But the cons of using SketchUp is everything is manually. So you have to manually make the walls, the floors, the stairs, the roof, the windows, almost everything. But one thing that I forgot to mention in my previous video is that one of the pros of using SketchUp is there is a 3D warehouse. So it's completely for free. It's where you can import 3D models for free, like cars, vegetation, etc., people, many different things. So it comes for free for those people who have a SketchUp subscription or SketchUp Pro, etc. So 3D warehouse is a bonus, so I recommend using SketchUp first. Now, that's for SketchUp. Now let's talk about 3ds Max. 3ds Max is similar to SketchUp, but obviously it's a bit more advanced, a bit more complicated, and a bit more step and learning curve than SketchUp. So what do I mean by this? For example, let's say if I draw a square and then a square in the middle, and then I'm using the push pole command in SketchUp, I can easily create a void, or I can extrude the shape easily just by dragging the squares very easily. But in 3ds Max it's a bit more complicated. So you have to like make a 3D square, or let's say 3D cuboid, whatever, and then you have to turn them into a grid, and then after that you have to turn it into a command called edit poly, and then you select the polygon part, and then you can push and pull. So there are many steps you have to do in 3ds Max. But obviously there's a rumor going around that 3ds Max is the best software, industry software for 3D visualization, and to be honest, I would say it is true. You can do some research on Google. You can go to Google right now and type, is 3ds Max good for 3D visualization, and you get your answer there. Now, sometimes in life we don't want to learn a lot that it may waste our time, or it might not be useful. But sometimes in life, when we learn just a bit of extra skill, a bit of extra software, it makes our life easier. Now let's say you don't know 3ds Max at all and you're a complete beginner in visualization. I recommend that you start with SketchUp. Why? I'm not saying it's easy, or I'm not saying for the easy route. The reason why I want you to start with SketchUp is I want you to learn the fundamental. I want you to learn the basics on how 3D modeling works, how you can import models, export models, how to create models, walls, windows, roof, stairs, rails, etc. And once you get confidence as using SketchUp, and then you can move on to 3ds Max. Using 3ds Max is a bit complicated, but obviously there is rewarding. I would say that the learning 3ds Max is rewarding if you know how to use it. Now, when it comes to rendering in SketchUp and 3ds Max, right? there are different plugins. So let me explain. I have explained in my previous video that Sketchup is very good for Lumion. Okay, and obviously you can add in the materials what you want, the lighting, shading, all that stuff. Now obviously you've heard that 3ds Max is good for corner render. Now obviously using corner render is not a separate software. Well, you have to download obviously separately, but it's not a separate software. It's a plugin that's within 3ds Max, and you have to do the materials manually. And I think in 3ds Max it's called like Slate Material Editor, so it's kind of like confusing. You've got like a lot of different like chart and with some like lines or other stuff. Is confusing, but obviously you'll get used to it. Don't worry about it. If you are a beginner in 3D visualization, sorry, I want you to stick to SketchUp. Why? Obviously, I said before, SketchUp easy or stuff. Stick with SketchUp and Lumion. So because I want you to learn how visualization works. Lumion for interior and exterior. Use Lumion just as a fundamental, how to edit the materials, how to do the lighting, LED lighting, artificial lighting, natural lighting, how to add people, how to change the sky, etc. And once you know how to do that, then you can do corner render. Corner render, in my opinion, give you the most realistic results. Because I tried it myself. I'm not here to spread lies just for views. I'm telling you from my own experience. 3ds Max and corner 3ds Max and corner render gives you the most realistic results. But obviously you have to practice and it takes time. 3ds Max corner render is a steep learning curve, and obviously it does take time. But let's say you know SketchUp, but you don't want to learn 3ds Max again, but you want to go to corner render, right? Well, this is where I explained in my few previous videos about using the hybrid system. So let's say you're very good at SketchUp, but you don't want to learn 3ds Max all over again. So what you could do is learn SketchUp, everything, materials, furniture, walls, decoration, profile, everything, even materials. And then you export the SketchUp into 3ds Max. The reason why you want to do that is because you want to create a realistic render in corner render. So what you're gonna do is export, I think is FBX file, FBX SketchUp to 3ds Max. And then you I think it's open or import the FBX file in 3ds Max, and you will get the exact same model from SketchUp. Now obviously, and then you can obviously edit the materials, edit the shiny, but you don't need to change the material. So there's a difference between edit and change. So let's say you've got a purple marble wall. I'm just making it up, I'm just telling you. So let's say you've got purple marble wall in SketchUp. Now when you export it to the 3ds Max, you've got the exact same purple marble wall, but you don't need to change the color. You don't need to, well, if you want to, well, you don't need to change the color. All you can do is just change the shininess, change the roughness, change the displacement, using the normal map, etc., to make it a little bit more realistic. So that's what I mean about that. So it also saves a lot of time. And then obviously you can then use corner render to render your model. So this is why I explain more in the hybrid system. You can look at my previous videos about this. And obviously, if you are interested in coaching with me, then I will leave a booking link down below so we can have a chat on how we can make your render to the next level. And basically, it's for total beginners. So I teach beginners how to go from poor render to excellent render. Or those of you who are completely confused on what software to use, don't worry, I will help you with that. Yeah, so I want to say thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do have any questions, I will also leave a Instagram link in my bio, so you can ask me any question. Um, Again, if you are interested in coaching with me, we can do one-to-one, face-to-face. I mean, live call together. Calls will be recorded. Um, Obviously, you'll get my private number. You can message me anytime you want. You get daily support from me. Obviously, you will get like assignment and homework. Well, obviously, I don't like the work. Sorry, I don't like the word homework. So I just call it like um, learning exercise. So this is where you do a lot of I want to, excuse me, it's not like revision, but I mean like, let's say you've learned something and then I give you the task to show that you have learned something. And then after that, you can apply it in your own project and you can use it in your future project, etc. So yeah, I want to say thank you very much for watching this video and I will see you on the next one.